Well, thank you guys for coming out to the call tonight. This is my weekly Here to Help You webinar. I do these calls every Monday evening at 8 o'clock and come on here and do some sort of little demo or presentation. Sometimes we have a special guest. Sometimes I play a video. Depends on what's going on that week, what I want you guys to experience. And these calls are all question answer training sessions. There's rarely ever anything for sale on these calls. Occasionally you might hear me mention a product that I have launching or something that's coming out. It's not that I'm here to try to sell you on anything, just I might want to make you aware of something that's happening that week. I do these calls once a week just for you guys, just to give you a chance to come on here and hopefully learn a little something, get a chance to answer questions, and I answer questions that I got on the replay forums and in emails and Facebook and wherever. And then if you guys have any questions here on the call, I'll try to answer those live as well. Like I said, these calls are just for you guys, and hopefully you get something out of it that you can use in your business in some way. So tonight, I've got a little small presentation on another little topic that you guys can use to hopefully help you if you get stuck in some areas. We're going to talk about how to get some new niche ideas. And then we're going to talk about what we did last week. We did something a little different last week, and several of you here on the call were involved in that. And then I'm going to talk about what we're going to do we're going to do this week. So hopefully you'll get something out of this. Let's go ahead and get started with the training presentation that I have, and then we'll move on from there. All right, so what we're going to talk about tonight is using Ezinearticles for niche ideas research. Now, I guess we're probably all familiar with Ezinearticles and that it's an article directory that you can post articles, and it's a great way for you to build credibility. It used to be posting articles to article databases used to be, a really great way to build a list and get traffic. And that since 2011, and I forget what the name of the Google update was called, the algorithm changed in 2011. That all kind of changed, and article databases aren't as good as they were for generating traffic and list building like they were. And a lot of people have kind of left the article marketing altogether, but we're not going to talk about article marketing per se. We are going to look at article marketing, but we're not going to talk about actually posting articles. We're actually going to be looking at what we can do with articles that are already posted onto one of the most popular article websites. So here's an overview of what we're going to learn in this little lesson tonight. We're going to learn some facts about Ezinearticles, the website, EZA for short. You're going to discover how to get tons of popular articles, where to find them. You're going to find out how to discover new keywords, and then you're going to discover how you can possibly find joint venture partners from Ezinearticles. These are the main things we're going to talk about tonight's training. So a little bit about Ezinearticles. The owner of the site is Christopher Knight, who is an experienced entrepreneur that owns many different websites and also is an online marketer himself. He started Ezinearticles as a place for people to be able to promote themselves and their products, and it quickly developed into one of the most popular article database websites there was on the internet. And still today, it is still one of the most popular article databases. Ezinearticles still ranks within the top 1,000 most visited sites according to Alexa, so it still gets lots of traffic. It's if you're not familiar with Ezinearticles, it's an article directory that accepts unpaid submissions from writers in exchange for the authors gaining visibility on their website. In other words, it's a great place for people that want to try to brand themselves and try to brand their business and their products, to go on there and show a little bit about their knowledge in a particular topic and have links going back to their website or some of their products. Now, Ezinearticles has sort of changed the way that you can do linking there. You used to be able to link directly to a squeeze page, and you can't link directly to a squeeze page from their article resource boxes anymore. You can link back to your website, but it has to be to your general website, something that's on your website instead of just linking to a squeeze page like you used to be able to do. And you still can't link directly to a product for sale. And you never were able to link to affiliate products, although people did at one point in time try to game the system by having redirects that were links going back to their articles or their website that redirected to an affiliate link. They stopped that, pretty quick. But you still can, get lots of good branding because people do still visit Ezine articles a lot, and it's still a great place where people go to get content. They generate their revenue primarily from advertising, but they do have a few premium services that they offer. You can actually pay now to be a platinum expert article author over on Ezine. You used to have to be able to earn that, but now you can pay a monthly fee and be considered a platinum expert. Now, Ezinearticles, like I said, was hit by the Google algorithm update in 2011, and for a few weeks, their site and then all of the URLs to the articles they had were de-indexed from the Google searches. This really hurt all of the people that had content posted over on Ezinearticles. Plus, it hurt the Ezinearticles website itself. They weren't getting any traffic, so they lost a lot of revenue on the ads that they did have on their different pages there. But they responded back by appealing to Google to reconsider them to be relisted if they were willing to comply with what Google wanted to see as far as being able to be listed in their search engines, search indexes again. And Google wanted them to be more selective about the content that they had and to tone down the advertising that they had. They used to have a lot more advertising on their article pages than they do now. They still have quite a bit on there now, but they used to have a whole lot more than what they have now. They also wanted Ezinearticles to turn all the links in the articles from do follow to no follow links. So they complied with this, and Google once again re-indexed them and allowed them back into the search engine results. So they've kind of tightened up on what you can do there on their website now. It's not a whole lot more stricter than it used to be, but it is a little more strict than it used to be. They always have had the reputation for being one of the highest quality article directories in that articles didn't get automatically posted to their directory. They had to go through an approval process, which meant that they had people that actually screened the articles before they actually let them go live. So they always did have somewhat of a quality control in what was on their website. It's just that there for a period of time when people were really abusing the article databases, article directories, that Ezinearticles fell into that same trap and started letting some of their quality guidelines slack, and that's when Google made their change in algorithm that took them out of the index searches. And of course, like I said, they appealed to that and complied with what Google wanted so they could get back into the searches again. Okay, so like I said, we're not going to talk about posting articles to Ezinearticles. That's not what our goal is tonight, to post articles there. Although I will say, still, if you want to build credibility, Ezinearticles is one of the best places to do that because it does show a published place for your content that that you can show people that you have been published, and it does go a long way for building credibility. But what we're going to talk about is using the content that's on Ezinearticles for getting ideas in case you're stuck for ideas in the niche you're working in, or if you're looking for a new niche. So we're going to start out by looking at the home page, and we're going to switch to this actual website a couple of times through here, and hopefully we won't lose our desktop share too often. If you visit their homepage, which I've got the URL here, and you guys will have this in the PDF that goes along with this lesson this week, they have 30 broad categories with hundreds of subcategories under those 30 broad categories. And just from their homepage, you can discover, new popular niches and generate, new content ideas just from what's on their main homepage. You can also see the most recent articles posted, which is a great way to look for random niches if you're looking for something new to go into or something quick that you want to try to, monetize in some way. So let's switch to the website and I'll show you that real quick. All right, this is how the site looks today. It's changed quite a bit since the 2011 update. Like I said, they still have advertising on the site, but nowhere near as much as they used to have. Now, one thing I want to point out to you, and like I said, again, we're not talking about posting articles here, but one thing I want to point out to you guys is this word right here in the very center of the headline, credibility. This is still a great site to build credibility for yourself. Even though you're not going to get a whole lot of traffic from it, you're not going to build a great big huge list like you used to be able to do. Posting articles over here on this website does build your credibility quite a bit. But anyway, what we want to look at here on the main website is, first off, these are the main categories that they have. There should be, I think, 30 of them is what I counted. I don't believe I counted wrong. But if you click on any one of these, we'll click on finance, for example, and you will see the subcategories pop up of what they have under that. As you can see, they have, looks like about 25, 30, maybe a little better than 30 categories under finance. So, they have a wide variety of sections on their website that you can get ideas from to start with. And again, just looking at the main website, you can see the most recent posted articles here, which can be a huge help in just getting an idea to get started with. You see the most recent articles here, and then, you could use some of these articles, go into them, and get ideas from something that you might be interested in trying to develop some content around, or build a product around, or maybe develop a niche website about. And then you have the authors listed over here on the right hand side. These are the author spotlights that you can see, the most popular articles or authors. And then they have a link here to more authors where you can actually go in and look for specific authors, or just browse through the whole database to see who's listed as an author there. So that's the main homepage. Like I said, you can get lots of ideas just from the main homepage itself. They also have a sitemap that you can view, and from this sitemap, you can see, a whole lot more about their website in itself, in that you can see the actual listing of the articles that's posted in each one of those subcategories. You go to their main website, and at the very bottom of the page, there's a link to the sitemap, and of course, here is the URL. You can go to it directly from this PDF when you get it. And like I said, this is another great way for you to access all of the contents on their site, because they will have just a general line by line list of the articles that are in all of those broad categories, and then the actual subcategories under those categories. So that's a great way, if you're just wanting to scan through it real quick, look for, title ideas, or just to get general niche ideas from titles. The sitemap is a great place to scan through to look for that. You can also use their internal search engine. They have on their homepage two different ways that you can search. You can search their article database, plus you can search for the authors. Now, what you're mainly going to be interested in if you're looking for niche ideas is the actual article search itself. You can type in keywords that correlate to the theme of your website or the niche that you're working in, and they will pull up a whole list of suggestions, plus they will show, like I said, the results of the actual articles that are found that match the niche. Now, you can also modify these searches in that you can search for, select criteria to get, more targeted results of what you're wanting to find. Go up here to the top, and we'll just type in German Shepherd dogs. And I hope I'm spelling this right. I think that's how I'd spell it. Now, if your niche you're wanting to go into is German Shepherd dogs, which I hope I spelled this right, you will see a whole list of ideas from articles that have been posted that you can gather ideas from. Anyway, like I said, you can do a search for your keyword and you can see several different articles they have listed here that you can use, to get some ideas. If German Shepherd dogs is something you're interested in, something you wanted to build a product around or a website, you can see several different listings here and you can go into these different articles and get lots of great ideas. And again, this is an article directory. You're allowed to use the content here as long as you give credit back to where you got the content from, so that you can even use the content for creating your products if you wanted to do that. So the search is a really good help in finding not only the broad topic of what you're wanting to search for, but also that you can also find, other ideas in that same niche that you may not have thought about. Now, you can also do advanced search, and I'm not going to go through that because we'll probably kill the screen share again. But you can also do advanced search and narrow down what you're actually looking for. You can actually look for the most popular articles, and you can actually look for, specific authors, and you can actually look for, subtopics under your main topic. So using the internal search, you can find, like I said, a lot of different ideas as well in just your broad search. Plus, like I said, you can use the advanced search and actually narrow it down even more to something that's more specific. And especially if you were to look at some of the articles and find a keyword phrase that you hadn't thought of, you could actually search for that keyword phrase and find even more ideas from that advanced search. The last thing I want to talk about is using Ezinearticles to find potential JV partners. I wanted to show you guys this live on the screen, but it seems like when we go out to the browser, that's when it kills the screen share. So you'll have to do this on your own once you get this PDF. You can actually type in this URL here, or you can click it when you get the PDF, and you can pull up just the experts and search the experts for people that are in the particular broad niche that you're searching for. You can analyze these experts that write about the topics that relate to your niche, and you can reach out to them because most of them, on most of the articles in the resource box, they'll give some sort of contact info where you can actually contact that author. And it may be, somebody that you're really wanting to connect with that has, a lot of good ideas or maybe some good content that you could maybe work together to come out with, either a new product or a new website or something of that matter. Also, these authors could make great affiliates for you because most of the time these authors over here are building a list in that particular niche. So it could be, they would make a great affiliate partner for you that you could, offer them some sort of a JV deal to promote, one of your products or services. You can also ask them, if nothing else, if they'd be willing to put a website link on their website back to your website or your product or whatever it might be, even if it might be an affiliate link, that you can actually get some traffic that way. These are probably the best ways to get traffic from articles now, is to actually dig into them and start contacting some of the authors themselves and start working with them to work with, either collaborating with them in some way on the project that you're working on, or convincing them to to be a JV partner with you on something that you're getting ready to do or launch. Or again, like I said, just ask them for willing to link to your website and recommend your website. The last one would actually, since they have a targeted website that's in the niche that you're working in, would actually help you as far as SEO goes by having a good quality backlink. So don't overlook the idea of contacting these authors, because that's what they're there for. They're wanting to build credibility and get people to reach out to them. So that's probably one of the best uses for article directories now, is finding people that are in your niche that you can contact. Okay, so that was the training that I had for you guys on using Ezinearticles. Now, Ezinearticles is not the only article database there is. There's lots of other ones. There's still some other real popular ones out there. Article Base is another great one to use, that you can do almost the exact same thing as you can with the Ezinearticles. You can find lots of good quality niche ideas from there as well, plus potential authors that you can work with as well. Because we got Q&A section coming up. I got a couple of questions in emails this week. Not a whole lot, but I got a couple. Do you guys have any questions on the training? I know we had to take several little breaks in there, but hopefully you got the gist of it, that article directories now not only can be used for credibility, like they always have been able to, but you can also use them if you're stuck for ideas on, something that you want to work on next in your niche, or if you want to go into a totally brand new niche. So, don't overlook, going to the article directories. And like I said, Ezinearticles is still the most popular one. It still gets, quite a bit of traffic. So a lot of people still post articles there. So you still can get, a lot of good content from there. And like I said, a lot of good ideas. Okay, got a couple of questions from last week, and then I got a couple more slides, and then we'll be done for the night. First question I got was on the video poster that I posted about this past weekend, the live event blaster. The question was, I was talking about the program that I was comparing it to, and they wanted to know what the name of the program was. The other program is called Livestream Genius, is the program that I was talking about that I'd gotten previously, that costed a whole lot more than Live Event Blaster. The two programs do exactly the same thing. They post a live event, a recorded video that you have as a live event, and these live events get immediate top rankings over in Google. Now, the event won't stay number one unless you start doing a little bit of off-site SEO and building backlinks and generating some traffic to that video, but they will get immediate top rankings, within just a few minutes. I posted one this past weekend, and within 5 minutes, it was already indexed by Google and showing as the number one spot. So it is a great way right now to get immediate, first page rankings with videos, but you have to follow it up with, some offsite SEO backlinks and traffic generation to get it to stay there, because they will drop after, probably a day or two. They'll start dropping in the rankings to where they'll eventually disappear altogether because some other video, is being promoted more. So the program that, I sent out the link to this past weekend, it's a great program to get started with. It's not got all the bells and whistles in it that Livestream Genius has, in that, Livestream Genius has some more features into it, but it is a whole lot cheaper. And if you're wanting to just get started with doing, video ranking and video marketing, and want to get, instant first page results quickly, that's a great way to get started. Now, you guys that did get that, you got the bonus training that I did a few months ago on another product. It was a bonus for that, but it tied right into that because it showed you the exact video marketing plan that I use for, local area clients, and it also had my offsite SEO backlinking strategy in it that you can use to make the videos stay on the first page. So it was, a good bonus to go along with that, to show you exactly what to do with it and how you can use it, to actually generate some income from those videos. If you think outside the box with that a little bit, you could actually go to some of the launch websites and some of the launch groups over on Facebook and start planning out videos ahead of time. And when the product launches, you would have a listing on the first page of Google for, that product launch. So, that's an idea, another idea you can use for these live event rankings. Another great idea you can use them for is CPA marketing and Clickbank marketing. That's another great way of generating revenue from video marketing, is, doing CPA and promoting Clickbank products. Clickbank products, if you were to use it for that, that would be something you could do long term. The problem with CPA is the offers do die eventually. They get closed out, so the video wouldn't do you much good after the offer is closed. But Clickbank products, for the most part, they hang around for long term, months and years in most cases. So that's another great way you could use that video marketing scheme that I gave you in that training to be able to to make some money with those videos that you're getting instant rankings for. The second question that I got was on the launch by Brett Rutecki on his affiliate tracks. Want to know how it compared to a plugin that Andrew Hunter came out with a couple 3 months ago that does almost the same thing, but it only works with JVZoo. That's the difference between the two, is that the one Brett just came out with works with several different affiliate marketplaces, as opposed to the one Andrew Hunter came out with only works with JVZoo. Now, the one that Andrew Hunter came out with, if you've ever bought any of Andrew's products, he's really good about supporting them. He's really good about doing updates. So it's going to be long term. It's going to work for a long time. Now, I don't know with Brett how well he's going to maintain that product. I'm sure for the next few weeks it's going to work just great. Maybe the next few months it'll be interesting to see how well he does keep it developed. If it's a product that he's going to continue to update and add improvements to it and fix bugs. He'd been pretty good about that in the past, but some of his products, after a while, he has let them go through. They've reached pretty much the end of life. But that's the biggest difference between the two. The Andrew Hunter plugin is just for JVZoo, whereas Brett's is for several different affiliate marketplaces. Jimmy says live event has to be streaming from live camera to start. Could I stream a live screen share or maybe even live stream a PowerPoint presentation? Does it require audio? Google or YouTube designed the live event for streaming a live video camera feed, is what they designed it for. But people have gotten into the API and looked at the other things you can do with it, and now you can stream a pre-recorded video. The things that I live stream are not live. They're videos that I've had recorded. And in fact, this week in the SWR meeting, we're going to be talking about these live events and the ones that I've been streaming. I'm going to give everybody in this week's class, a tutorial on how to stream videos that you already have or you can purchase. But yeah, they do. It's pretty much they designed it for kind of like it was available to us before Google Hangouts. It's actually Google Hangouts is a scaled down version of live YouTube live events. Uh, the YouTube live events were actually meant for scheduling an event, that you invited people to, and they created a bookmark to it to go to it when it was actually going to be broadcast live. So it was originally designed to be live broadcast, but now since they allow people to access to the API, they figured out how you can actually stream a recorded video to it and use that instead of having to actually be live. But the good thing about a live event as opposed to a Google Hangout, now a Google Hangout, when you record one of those, they will show up in the first page of the search index as well, usually within a couple of hours or so. It takes a little while for those to show up because I don't know whether it's the extra processing they do or for something different about the API, but it takes a little longer for a Google Hangout to show up on the first page of results, whereas a live event shows up almost immediately. I mean, within a few minutes it shows up. There's something different that the live event does as compared to a Google Hangout. Now, speaking on doing the live events, both the software that I sent out the link for this weekend plus the Livestream Genius, you really can't use either one of the two for a real live event like Google and YouTube wants you to do. Those programs are designed to specifically stream a pre-recorded video. To actually do a live event the way YouTube wants you to, you actually have to go through their interface and kick off the live event from inside YouTube for it to work the way they intended it for it to be. Okay, that was the only two questions that I got this week, folks, and that was from this past weekend. Both of those were. Okay, so let's move on. Do you guys have any other questions on either one of those two before we move on? We good there? Okay, well, let's move on to the next slide because I wanted to talk about what we did this past week. Last Sunday, actually, I usually on Sunday afternoons, Sunday evenings, go through my projects that I'm working on and come up with some sort of a list of what I'm going to work on that upcoming week. And I had the idea last week to do some sort of a challenge, mainly to accomplish two goals. One, that I wanted to generate some activity in our new Facebook group, get more people posting over, but then two, I wanted everybody to see the results of doing a daily task, what it would do for them in their daily business. So I decided to come up with a challenge of having everybody post one simple thing they've done every day for 5 days, Monday through Friday of last week, of something they did to promote their self or their brand or one of their products. And everybody that completed the challenge, posted something for the 5 days, Monday through Friday, I'd give them some sort of a prize for doing that. It went over really well. We had lots of activity, lots of people posted things that they were doing, and lots of people discovered, there's things they can do every day that don't take much time that really do some good things for you in branding yourself and getting your name out there on the internet. Because I've said this many times before, the little things you do, it's just another feeler you put out on the internet for somebody to be able to find you. And that's what you're wanting, is for people to be able to find you out on the internet. Lots of people got good results from it. Most everybody was using Twitter to make posts over on Twitter. There were several people posted that they got new followers. Roy, for example, took some real initiative and posted, I think it was 3 blog posts last week, and got lots of traffic to his blog from people in the group that were going over and reading his articles. I'm sure he got some people that are going to follow him now over on his blog. So he gained some traffic that way. Several people took a different avenue and went to another social media network and was actively involved over there. I know Dana and Patricia both were active over on LinkedIn last week, and that's another really good social network besides Facebook and Twitter that most people use to get really good targeted traffic, and really probably higher quality traffic, because most of the people over on LinkedIn are really serious about their business. They're really looking for new ideas and new partners to work with. So lots of people took that challenge really serious last week and did some really good stuff. Jimmy, for example, worked on his new product that he's getting ready to launch. He made several changes to it, and plus did some Twitter posting. John did lots of Twitter posting and worked on several different things, and so did Jen. Jen even worked on hers when she was out of town. So that's how serious people took the challenge. Well, these are the people that actually completed the challenge last week. We had 6 people that actually Monday through Friday posted something that they did. And like I said, it turned out to be a good thing. Not only did you get people seeing and checking into what you were working on from within the Facebook group itself, but you put feelers out on the internet for people to be able to find you and know what you're up to. So besides the prize that these people got for this, they also got, the extra side benefits from, the work that they were doing. So, I wanted to thank everybody for that participation, because it was just a spur of the moment idea, something, like I said, I was working on my weekly task, and I thought, well, what if I threw a challenge up here to everybody just to do something every day for the next 5 days, so that they could see the results from doing something every day, even if it's a little small thing. And just to give you an example of how well this works, doing something small that you don't think is going to generate very much activity for you. I have a paid account with Herculist, which is one of the oldest safe lists there is on the internet. It's got like 74,000 members or something. and you're allowed to make a post every single day to all 74,000 of them members. It only takes like 5 minutes, well, actually less than 5 minutes, for me to log into it, click on resend from an email that I'd sent, the day before or weeks before, because they save up to, I think, 20 or 30 of them. It only takes me like 3 to 5 minutes to, to hit resend on one of those. So, I make it a point to every day log into Hercules and do that. From that activity, that you really can't tell much from it. You don't get, if you were actually run trackers on it, which I have run trackers on the links, you don't get a whole lot of traffic from it because, it's a safe list. You're not going to get a whole lot of traffic from it to start with. But from that daily activity, I can attribute 10 to 20 new list subscribers every single month. And like I said, it only takes me 3 to 5 minutes a day to post, just go in there and hit resend on one of the emails that I've sent out before. So, it's just one of those little small things like that. Posting, a new tweet on Twitter, somebody searching for something on Twitter could find the tweet that you made and you gain a new follower, or they follow your website link. You just never know when something little like that is going to generate good results for you that that you weren't counting on. I was skeptical when I was first started posting to Hercules. I thought nobody's going to read these emails that I send out here. And I'm not going to get much traffic from them. I'm definitely not going to make any sales. But it's turned out, I've gotten, like I said, an average of 10 to 20 new subscribers a month just from that one daily activity. And some of those people have actually bought products from me. So just little small activities like that add up. You never know. Like I said, when you make a post over on LinkedIn, or a post in a forum somewhere, or change your signature on a forum somewhere that you post to once in a while, when that little change that you made is going to catch somebody's attention, and it could be somebody that's going to benefit you a lot. You can never tell when it might be somebody that maybe seeking other people to work with. Things like that, you just never know when it's going to benefit you. And like I said, most of these things just take 3 to 5 minutes to do, less than 10 minutes on average for most of them. Now, of course, Roy's post, his blog post probably took a little longer to write, but that's something that's permanent, that people that are searching for Roy Jones might find those blog posts and start reading them and start following him. So anyway, what I was talking about was, the little idea for creating a challenge last week and how well it done, and how well it went over with everybody and the activity we got from it. So I've decided that we're going to go ahead and we're going to continue on with another challenge this week. Like I said, this week we're going to do the same challenge again, but just with one small twist to it. It's going to be the exact same thing as last week. Just post something daily that you did to promote yourself or your brand or your products. But the only one difference I want to make is for you to post one thing that you hope to accomplish this week. Now, not saying that you have to finish it, but just one project that you're going to concentrate the most on this week to try to possibly finish it if you can. And it's going to be the same as last week, and Monday through Friday. And of course, we're getting a late start since I'm not telling you guys about this till going on 9 o'clock Monday night. So we're actually going to, let it slide over into Saturday for the 5 posts, since we are getting late started with the challenge. But it's going to be, like I said, the exact same thing as last week. Is just post something every day, whether it be, lots of people were using Twitter and LinkedIn, and just do something like that every single day for, the next 5 days. Like I said, it don't take in the most, 5 to 10 minutes to do most of these things. But just post one thing, just one thing that you hope to achieve this week. And what you're going to find by doing this one thing that you hope to achieve this week, it's going to stick in your mind that that's something you need to work on throughout this week, as opposed to jumping around to different projects. You'll know that that one project that you posted about is one thing you really want to try to do the most work on this week if you possibly can. So I want to see how many people can actually, from posting a project that they're going to work on, actually get to complete it. I'm not saying that you have to complete it, but maybe by posting a project that you're working on, one that's going to be your priority for the week, it may give you, the incentive to, to actually finish it this week. Well, that's why I'm saying, we're going to leave it open for Saturday for posting as well, since we're starting actually late. I should have actually posted this last night. I guess I should have posted it last night. But I wanted to tell everybody about the results from last week, so hopefully some of the people here on the call that didn't participate last week will see what happened from last week and hopefully get them inspired to be able to do something this week. So yeah, we're actually extending it into Saturday for the fifth post. So you actually have basically like Monday from the time we end this call through Saturday to actually make your five posts. So we probably won't award the prize for this week till Sunday, considering we're going to give people Saturday to make up the fifth post. Does that sound like a deal, Patricia? Okay. So anyway, that's what we did last week, and like I said, we got a lot of activity from it, and a lot of people got lots of benefits from it. And Jimmy, for example, I know when he launches his product, he's going to have lots of us interested in maybe not only getting the product, but maybe being an affiliate to help him promote it. So that's a side benefit, from doing this activity last week. You generate some interest from other people in what you're working on. So that's why I want everybody to post some sort of a project prioritized for this week. And like I said, it doesn't matter if you get it done or not. It's just, something that you're going to work on, so that you got something embedded in your mind that that's what you should try to work on the most this week, instead of jumping around to 3 or 4 different projects, not really knowing which one you want to work on to try to complete. Okay, well, guys, I apologize for all of the internet problems that we've had tonight. I thought things were starting out good from the way the call started out, but apparently Charter's gremlins came back to get us anyway. So if you guys have any questions about the training, or any questions on anything that's come up this week or last week, or the challenge that we're going to be doing this week, be sure and post over in the Facebook group. Is probably the best place to post now, since we're all actively going over there and checking it on a daily basis now. But you can also use the emails or the replay question forms as well, either way you want to contact me. But the Facebook group is getting more activity now, so be sure and go over there and check it, at least once a day, to see what's going on over there. Make your post, make a post of some sort for the next 5 days, and we'll see what kind of progress you get from it. Like I said, the benefits people got from doing those little small tasks are going to mount up. You may not see immediate results from them, but you will see something come from them if you keep at it and keep doing them. Because that's all it takes, just keep putting, those little feelers out on the internet, where it's just another little stream for somebody to be able to find you. And you just never know when it's going to be, the one thing that somebody was looking for. Anyway, that's it for tonight, guys. Like I said, I apologize for all the connection problems that we've had. The replay will be much smoother in that, all this is being recorded, so the replay will be much smoother for you guys. But I thank you guys for coming out to the call tonight. Like I said, if you need to get a hold of me, you can use email, replay form question thing, or you can contact me on the Facebook. That's probably the quickest way now, is on Facebook. All right, guys, have a great week, and look forward to seeing you over in the Facebook group. Have a great week, folks.